Employee-owned businesses form the same way that forms of traditional ownership form. So maybe through startup, but also through an ownership transition event, right? So often employee-owned companies are the result of a privately held business where the founder needs an exit and takes a look at the options, takes a look at perhaps some of the traditional M&A options, maybe considers whether there's a family member or an heir, looking to take over the business, and also, looks at selling to employees through trust or direct stock sale. And often the sale to employees is an attractive option to private business owners because it's an opportunity to not only get a fair market value for your business, find that liquidity event that you're looking for, but also reward the people that helped you succeed and cement your legacy as sort of your gift to your community and to your workers. So many employee-owned businesses start that way. And if you are a business owner or a private business owner who's approaching retirement, like so many are in the next couple of decades, we've got the baby boomer retirement wave. There will be millions of businesses needing to transfer ownership. And so if you fit that profile, I think the first step is just to reach out to the people that you trust, your advisors, your accountants, your lawyers, and say, hey, I'm considering an employee buyout. I'd like to know more about cooperatives. I'd like to know more about ESOP transfers, and just find out if it's a good option. Most of the time, it's lack of awareness that keeps people from going with this option, not lack of the option, not unattractiveness. Most business owners find that it's pretty attractive. For business students looking for ways to sort of get involved with promoting more employee-owned companies, there's lots of cool experiments happening around formation. There's a lot of interest in franchise cooperatives, right? So because small businesses, mom and pop size businesses are such an important job creator segment of the economy that for creating jobs and all of that stuff, but they often can't support a lot of executive salaries and MBAs like me to kind of be in there working on strategies for scale. There's a need for sharp business minds and entrepreneurs and folks that, like the folks who come out of Mendoza, to think through models, operational models, marketing, put the business together in a box. And yes, think through how to structure the business as employee-owned. Is it participatory or profit-sharing only? How does the participatory governance operate? What do the bylaws look like? There's a role for business leaders to create fund models like that can be employee-owned and then promote them using tools like franchise. I'm involved with a project that takes a different approach. We're looking at the role that capital, particularly mission-driven capital, can have in helping employee ownership get to scale. We're operating from a theory of change that says, if employee ownership is so great, why isn't there more of it? Maybe it's because there aren't people incentivized other than crazy nonprofit people like me. There aren't people whose job it is to wake up and go knock on doors and promote employee ownership and try and drive business owners to understand their options and to consider employee ownership and take that path if it's a fit. There's sort of no segment of the business world that's incentivized to do that. But our theory is mission-driven capital could be that agent that plays that role and drives employee ownership to scale. We're partnering with the Evergreen Cooperatives, who has just launched the Fund for Employee Ownership. And the fund has one investor and is currently seeking additional capital that's going to be leveraged to acquire, convert, and support businesses, taking them from private ownership to employee ownership, and long-term supporting them in a mutual supportive network of cooperatives under the existing umbrella of their portfolio. So that's pretty exciting. So those are some ways to get involved.